SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, is on deck from the Caesars Sportsbook at Horseshoe Lake Charles. The three wise guys are mic'd up and ready. SoundOff begins now.
The McNeese Cowboys got their second straight NCAA tournament bid. That means March Madness is amped up to the next level. That is Kevin Guidry back with us. Scooter Hobbs, Rick Serro here. Huge show, huge show. We're going to dissect the McNeese-Clemson matchup with assistant coach Brandon Chambers for the McNeese Cowboys. That is topic number one, but we got other stuff going on, of course.
What?
Well, AD Heath Schroyer is in the fourth chair later on, talking about the bid, talking about the impact on McNeese athletics, of course. We'll get back into Saints free agency. It's quieted down. I still don't get the direction. I just don't know where the Saints are going.
Boys, though, Rick.
That's my boys. That's my boy.
Hey,
big college baseball weekend for both McNeese and LSU. We'll get into that a little bit later on. All right, folks, it's tournament time. Let's do it.
March Madness.
Cowboys assistant coach Brandon Chambers, first time ever welcome into the fourth chair. And it could be a hot seat, but we'll kind of take it, Coach, because I know you got a lot on your mind,
He can
Coach.
handle it.
Appreciate you coming in. All right, so you're sitting in the back rooms, all right? All the people there at the Legacy Center waiting for the names, you're sitting in a back room behind a computer. When Clemson and McNeese, when the matchup came up from Selection Sunday, what was the first thing that came through your mind? Clemson, number 5 seed.
Well, the first thing was, so we kind of had like 4 or 5 teams we thought we could play.
Yeah.
Scenarios.
And that one was the most intriguing and interesting because Coach Wade graduated from Clemson.
Yeah.
That's his alma mater. And Vern played there. Vernon Hamilton is actually the 6th all-time leader in steals in the ACC.
Yeah.
In ACC history. So that was
and
the
he
first
sits right
thing.
next to you.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that it was just kind of iconic, you know, just the storyline of the game and for them to have that experience.
Yeah.
But we had already done some homework on them and you know, all the teams that we thought we potentially could play, and they were definitely one of them. But the first, it doesn't really matter who the first team, you know, the team that you're going to play is. It's always just immediate joy, happiness, and then it's just
Then it's,
to be there.
then it's nitty-gritty down to work.
I mean,
then
just
it's
to
a
be
race.
yeah,
for
there you
sure.
go.
Well, Providence, going to Providence, playing Clemson, that was the most common one I saw predicted for McNeese. And they hit it on the nose. How did they do that? How did they? Y'all must have figured it out too. You said they were one of the teams y'all were already studying.
Well, this year was crazy. I mean, some of the brackets. I would say most of them had certain teams seeded a little different. Certain teams in, certain teams not.
Right.
You know, we don't have to get into the weeds with that stuff, but for the most part, there's always a group of, no matter what metric you look at, the committee looks at 7 different metrics, and when they're looking at the different resumes and the rap sheets, one of them's the net, and then there's 3 results-based, 3 predicted-based. And to be honest, it's a convoluted mess that one metric can say that this team is top 10 in the country, another metric could say that they're 25 to 35. It's kind of all over the place, but for the most part, most of them had, like I said, 5 to 6 teams that you could potentially play depending on that last day. And so, you know, there's a little bit of movement. I think if VCU would have lost, they would have had a chance for an at-large. I think if Memphis would have lost, then they would have had 2 bids come from that league. So there's a little bit of movement and shifting that can change your seed line. But
it's Clemson, and you know. You're going to take it from there?
Yeah.
Because I got some things I want to get into.
When I looked, I said, can't say it's a kid show. Oh, wow. I mean, is this going to be another Gonzaga? I mean, when you look at matchups, man.
They're big.
I mean, Brandon, man, how are we going to match with that?
Look, at any point you're going to play it. When you get to the national tournament, you're going to play somebody that's good. You know, they're all good. They're all good. They've all earned the right to get there. And I really think at this point in the year, it's style of play, stylistically, whose side of the ball, whether it's offensively or defensively, is going to impact the game. And then who's the most excited team, you know? And so for us, we were, last year's game against Gonzaga, I think it was 2 things. And they were good. Don't get me wrong. They won games down the stretch when they needed to, and they were a great team. Mark Few does an unbelievable job.
Did Clemson beat Duke?
They did. So
Duke's a damn good team. I mean, let's just
I'll get
call
to
it for what it
Clemson.
is.
Clemson is
Duke is a hell of a team, man.
Clemson as a 5 seed, when I'm looking at them and breaking them down, is it's crazy to me. They're really, really good.
I was wondering that too. They look more like a 3 or 4 seed.
Yeah, they're really talented. But no, last year I think it was just we had one guy prior that had played in the NCAA tournament prior to that year. We had one player, Shahada Wells.
Yeah.
So when we showed up, it was kind of like, not that we were just happy that we made it, but it was just they didn't know what they were getting themselves into.
The lights got bright.
Right.
Correct. And then when you sit there and right before our game, the Nevada-Dayton game was played at the same. That was the game right before us.
Yeah.
Where Nevada had a 20-point lead and Dayton came back in within a couple minutes and won the game, and so the arena's shaking, and so our guys, it's like, fellas, this is what we've been talking about all year. This is the beast that awaits you. This is the Roman Coliseum. Yeah, you got to be ready. It's kill or be killed. And so we ran into a team that was also very, very hot at the right time.
Brandon Chambers, assistant coach for the McNeese Cowboys, getting ready to go to Providence for that Midwest Regional against number 5 seeded Clemson. Let's get into the rapid fire some of the matchups.
Yep.
You got to rebound. You got to hold on the one shot. You got a guy for Chase Hunter for Clemson that can hit 40% from threes. I look at it. It's your wheelhouse, guard play. Everybody talks about the NCAA tournament, got to have great guard play. Do you have any advantage with a 6'6" Quadir Copeland playing point? Can he give you an edge there?
Well, actually, if you look at Q's success from last year at Syracuse, successful games, he actually played very, very well against Clemson. Now, their starting point guard was actually at BC, at Boston College. And so there's a little bit of change, and they don't have the continuity necessarily, but he had 13 and 17 points, 4 or 5 assists every game, a couple steals. So, he's seen and kind of felt a lot of their guys because they do return quite a bit. And then, look, at the end of the day, like, they've got great guards, we've got great guards. Yeah. And number one is a heck of a player, and it's really going to come down to who can make shots and, what team can key in on the personnel tendencies and how can we make it difficult for them to score? Because they're going to score.
Yeah, our final minute, I got to get this in before we lose track. You go 4 deep off the bench. It doesn't appear Clemson goes as deep. Could that be an advantage in regards to if you get some of those starters in foul trouble, maybe their bench is not as deep as the Cowboys?
Potentially, and Chance Hunter's brother, actually, Dylan, plays on the team, and he got hurt in the last game. He broke his hand, so he's actually out for the rest of the season. So they're already not deep.
Already thin, yeah.
And now they have to kind of recreate some of their team a little bit. So that potentially, Brad Brunell had talked about against Louisville that they had kind of gotten worn down a little bit, and they've got to do a better job as a staff.
All right, you get the last 20 seconds.
If you look at those 2 games in the Southland tournament, what's the main thing y'all got to do better?
Rebound the ball.
Yeah.
Rebound the ball.
Yeah.
Lamar had 21 offensive rebounds. We had 32 as a team. We got to rebound the ball.
Wish you luck. It's going to be a great trip. NCAA tournament bid number 2 in a row. That is Brandon Chambers from the McNeese Cowboys. We wish you the best of luck. Heath Schroyer is coming up next. We're talking about the impact of the bid in the tournament. Win SoundOff continues from Caesars Sportsbook here at Horseshoe Lake Charles.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling, Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you?
Is it roaches? They're the first pest you think of for indoor bugs and a health threat. At J&J, we offer weapons to eliminate and prevent infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
One last Friday, and that is this Friday, March 21st, for Ballapalooza. Horseshoe Lake Charles getting you in the vibe for March Madness, of course. Friday night between 8 and 11, every 15 minutes, they're going to pick a winner. That winner goes into, or that name goes into a drawing for $500 free casino play. When they bundle it all up at 11 o'clock, they're going to pick winners. And if you're one of those winners, only this Friday, you get a basketball.
Wow.
They're going to have a hoop set up on the casino floor.
To management? We're not involved.
You're not invited. You can't shoot. You wouldn't make it anyway.
Whatever.
Those guys have a chance to, if you hit the shot, you automatically win $500 in free casino play. But you got to make a shot.
Easy to do, man.
Ballapalooza. You can't make any shots.
Just make a
right
shot.
here at Horseshoe
Nah.
Lake Charles, Ballapalooza last Friday's coming up. All right, let's
That's pretty
welcome
cool.
back into the fourth chair. It is tournament time. Let's welcome in McNeese Athletic Director. That would be Heath Schroyer. Welcome in once again, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me.
You're beaming. You got NCAA tournament
It's
number
awesome.
2 in a row.
Again,
It's
2
awesome.
in a row.
Back to back, right?
Back to back.
Wow.
What
It's
is it? What's the impact? What's the impact on the university, the vibe, the athletic
I
department?
mean, look, in the
Are
last.
you just counting? Are you just counting thousands now? Are you just counting
No,
thousands?
no, no,
Okay.
No.
I'll tell you, everything we've done, with Dr. Roos has been very strategic. The big picture is enrollment, right? And how athletics plays a role in enrollment.
Right.
And obviously, it's a branding arm of the university. Last year, we were up, over 3% fall to fall.
And you're taking full credit?
No, not at all. Spring, we were up spring over
Right.
spring.
Yeah.
Our applications right now are, 10% higher than they were a year ago. So I think a lot of that has to do with the momentum we've had in basketball and athletics.
Yeah.
And obviously Dr. Roos spearheads it. He's phenomenal at what he does, but make no mistake, what we've done in men's basketball in particular, absolutely has had a positive impact
No doubt.
on this university, community, and obviously enrollment.
No doubt.
Okay, McNeese going to the tournament, second straight year, Providence, Rhode Island,
Yeah.
fly up there.
Love it.
What does the AD do during all this?
Well, since the selection came out, my phone's been ringing for
Sure.
tickets and donors
No
and
doubt.
planes and NCAA's calling.
Yeah.
And
No doubt.
so it is a really, really busy time, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean,
Yeah.
all of us are on adrenaline right now, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah. Coach, you know me, I'm always want to get in the weeds on stuff. I was at the first game, Scooter, Rick, and we watched it, and I walked down to go out through the back and everything, and right when the game ended, and I noticed when Northwestern came off, the coach was heated, and he was saying, it's just not right. It's not fair. It's not fair. They're at home. They're at home.
Rick
It's not
Cabrera,
right.
he was the only
It's
one
not
that I
right.
saw.
Coach, let me tell you something. And I talked
Now
with
look,
Chris
in
Grant.
context, so
I talked
everybody
with
knows,
Chris
he's
Grant.
talking about the Southland Conference tournament at
Yes,
the Legacy
I am,
Center.
Rick.
Just
Yes, I am.
context to
I
your
am.
story.
I mean, he'd rather play it in front of 50 people in case.
Scooter,
I guess.
okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, tell me the impact that it made. Chris Grant did a phenomenal job in setting this up, man. The floor looked awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got everything that you need right here that's going to draw people, that's going to make people want to be here. How do you deal with that as an AD when you hear that? Well, I mean, what does that do to you?
Well, it kind of ticks me off a little bit
Yeah.
if you want to know the truth. Look, here is just the
But when
facts.
he was
Here's the
down
reality.
by
Let him
4,
talk.
but I want to say this. You know, when he was down by 4, Coach, he was just as happy as can be.
Oh, no question.
Wasn't
Look,
a problem then.
Look, at the end of the day, there's a couple things I want to say. Couple things I want to say. When we played at Northwestern State, there was 387 people in the crowd. Okay?
Wow.
387. The league has made more money on the conference tournament, which helps our conference.
It does.
The last 2 years in Lake Charles than it ever did in Katy. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two.
That's not hard.
Everyone wants to complain. Oh,
That's
you
a
got the
no-brainer.
tournament. You got
That's
the
a
tournament.
no-brainer, Heath.
Number one, it's centrally located. Okay, so it's easy for anyone to get to. And look, let's go back a few years when we were talking about leaving and going to play. Like, I mean, if we didn't have the tournament here, there wouldn't be a league.
Yeah.
You know, let's
Yeah.
just be honest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
look, everyone wants to say whatever, but I will tell you this: as soon as the conference comes in, they kick coaches out of the offices. They redo the locker rooms.
They take control.
Yeah, and
they do.
But look, people are going to complain about something at any point in time. But my whole thing is like, look, when we went to see you, you had 387 people there,
Yeah.
and probably 50 of them were McNeese fans. So, I
Twist
mean,
that knife,
come on,
Heath.
come on.
Twist it. All right,
Yeah,
Heath
speak the
Schroyer,
truth,
McNeese
man.
Athletic
Yeah,
Director, has
speak
joined
the
us in the
truth.
fourth chair. All right, let's go here. Let's go there. All right, you've heard it from mid-season when Will Wade first came here in his first year. How long will Wade
Yeah.
stay? How long will he be the coach? Let's go there because the fans did it after the tournament final for the
Yeah.
Southland. One more year. Wade brought it up in his
Why
press
are they
conference.
just one more, huh?
One more. All right. It must be tiring for you. You can't answer what Will Wade is the offers he may or may not get, but how diligently are you working, or are you just sitting in the background and it's all up to coach?
No, it's all working. But I mean, look, Coach and I have had an unbelievable relationship from day one. Yeah. We talk every day. There's nothing that we don't talk about. Yeah. He has made it very, very clear that, and we, last year, we made this the next job, right?
That's right.
We did.
You did.
And at that point in time, you know, he said, look, Heath, I am not going to leave here unless I feel like I can win a national championship and the alignment to do that and all the things are in place to do that. Like, I have a great here. Now, is he going to stay here forever? No. Is it one of those teams or jobs going to come open at some point in time, whether it's next week or next year or 2 years? Of course. But we have what Coach has done here has shown what can be done here. Yeah. And he's made this a coveted job. He's made this a really good job. Yeah. We have no interest in going backwards. We want to keep it at this level. Coach wants to keep it at this level. So I don't get caught. Look, there's a lot of things on the internet and all that.
A lot of noise. A lot of noise.
But here's the deal. Yeah. You have two options here at our level. One, you can have a program that's mediocre or pretty good and no one's interested in their coach, or a program that's really good and people are interested in their coach.
Everybody's talking about it.
I'll take the second one all day long.
Any day.
Yep.
Any day.
You talk about all the buzz on campus and everything about going to the tournament. What would winning the tournament game do?
I think that it's proven, Scooter. I think that our website could crash. I think it changes everything within our department, within our university. It's a huge deal. Just the amount of times in the brand recognition. Like, look, when we played Stephen F. Austin, and they did that whole thing on our manager, Amir Khan, right? Yeah. And the marketing is really cool. The marketing people on our campus said to get that kind of marketing exposure it would have cost us $3 million. Yes. You can't buy what men's basketball.
Never understood that.
Wow. But what men's basketball brings and can do at a university this size, because it's a national tournament, nothing else can do it.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
That's interesting. Look, we're out of time, but hey, Thursday Sound Off right here on CBS Lake Charles. We're going to continue our conversation with McNeese Athletic Director Heath Schroyer, go into some more stuff with coaching, football, and expansion. So that'll be on Thursday. They're headed to Providence later this week. We're coming right back with round 3 of the show. Stay right there.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
It's the $1 million Leprechauns Loot drawing every Saturday for the rest of March. On Saturday between 8 and 11, every 30 minits, a winner will be drawn. What? Yes.
You said
it's St. Patrick's Day kind of week here. What?
You said 1 million?
I'm going to get to that. If it's big money, you're going to key in on it. The Leprechaun Loot, $1 million kiosk drawing. All right, so Saturday between 8 and 11, every half hour winners drawn. You got a chance to win between $500 and $5,000 in free slot play. All right, so that's every 30 minutes. Now, all those winners will be in a pot, and you got a chance to go for the $1 million kiosk drawing. $1 million.
Wow.
Okay, there you have it. The Saturdays, the rest of Saturdays, right here at Horseshoe Lake Charles. Man. You got to have a Caesars reward card and, of course, a photo ID to claim any prize, right? That's how it works. All right, many thanks for McNeese Athletic Director Heath Schroyer, who was in the fourth chair. We're going to revisit with Heath later on in the week about a myriad of different topics. That's on our next Sound Off later on in the week. All right, back to the NCAA tournament. A record, correct me if I'm wrong, stat boy in the middle. A record SEC team, 14. 14.
I mean, that's not just a record.
That is unbelievable.
And you have 16 teams, and only 2 didn't make it. I wonder who those 2 were.
One of them your Tigers, the other your Gamecocks from
there you
South
go.
Carolina.
That's unbelievable.
Last year, the SEC only had 14 teams.
Yeah.
This year, 14 teams.
That's incredible.
That's absurd.
That is.
That is, but that's how good.
And I don't hear anybody really. The only bitching I hear is that North Carolina got in.
Yeah.
Nobody's bitching about 14 SEC
that's right.
teams.
All right. Staying on basketball, the women's
Yeah, you're
LSU
right.
number 3 seed again for like the 4th year in a
Yes.
row. Number 3, they're going to be in Baton Rouge Saturday. They're in the Midwest Regional Spokane, but they're going to play a couple of games at the PMAC. They have, San Diego State, I believe?
San Diego State.
Saturday night,
Yeah.
San Diego State,
And
3
Monday.
against 14.
Yeah.
They should win. Interesting
should.
if you look ahead.
Yeah.
Who's in that bracket? Baylor. Remember
Yeah.
Baylor? Where Mulkey
I'm
won
sure
3 titles.
Tim Mulkey's remembers.
That would be fun.
Plus they
if
got
they go that far.
Plus they got Flojo. She'll be back.
She'll be
So
back.
That was the key.
She's
We
wearing a
needed her
boot,
back.
I think, during the
Yeah, we
selection,
needed
but
her
Mulkey
back.
says
She's back.
they're ready to go. All right, let's stay at LSU.
That was for show.
That was for show, yeah.
Yeah,
Anise
more-
Morrow was also in a boot, but that
she
was for
was,
show
but
too. All right,
she's back to-
LSU spring football. Brian Kelly now says, okay, look, we're going to do like the NFL. We're going to treat spring game like an OTA. We're going to do extra drills, red zone, whatever,
Sign
special teams.
autographs. Sign
No more
autographs.
spring game for LSU. I'm okay with it. Y'all
Sign
okay
au-
with it?
I'm
okay
okay
with
I'm
with
okay.
it.
I'm okay with it.
I'm fine because it's.
okay
I
with
mean, yeah, there's nothing. It's one of my least favorite days of the year as a sports writer because I don't know how to cover it.
It's mostly a show for the fans. You're right.
is.
You're right.
But I will
Everything is
also either have one or don't know. Because I would tell you, football's the best game to watch. It's the worst game to watch in practice.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
that's what you're going to do now?
Yeah.
There's nothing more boring
Yeah,
than
you're right
football
about that.
practice.
I think he's going to open it up to the fans for autographs
Well,
after.
yeah,
For the
that's
fun.
fine.
That's
Be-
great.
It's
That's
going to
great.
be
Well,
like
I
an
put it
autograph
this way.
session for
It's
them and
harmless.
everything.
I don't know what
Well,
purpose it serves.
Speaking of, and look, and I've covered a lot of football over 40 years doing this. Yeah,
I
sometime the drill. No, I'm just saying. I agree with you. The drills can be boring and tedious. I went out to a couple of McNeese Cowboy drills, and the weather was perfect. But let me tell you, I had to stay awake because it's fundamentals. I mean, Viator and the staff just got them doing fundamentals.
is-
I'm okay with that.
Fundamental, they got to do them. It's got to
got
be
to.
done. But
Practice,
it's boring.
practice.
And that's what it is. And I think the main deal is to make sure that everybody goes in healthy. You know, no freak accidents or whatever.
You don't want to get
But
injuries, yeah.
The thing is, and it can get boring because the coaching staff know what's going on, but everything is scripted. And first team
Yeah.
get 10 plays.
Horn
second
blows.
team get 10 plays.
Horn blows, you move. Everything, yeah.
Everything is scripted.
There
I
we-
mean,
all right.
everybody knows what everybody's doing.
By the way, we're going to do a McNeese Clemson game prediction. It's coming up at the end of the show.
I've got
Keep
my-
that in-
I've got
All
my
right,
prediction.
let's stay on football with the
I
New
have it.
Orleans Saints. I'm not going to review all the free agent signings here, there, everywhere. I will say they brought in a couple of Louisiana guys back, Justin
did.
Reed
They
and
did.
Javon Godshaw from the Patriots. Okay.
Yeah.
None of the moves makes this team significantly better by that position.
No,
I
Rick.
just don't get the
Rick,
contracts
let
by
me tell you
Loomis. 3 years, $30 million. 4 years, $45 million. All this stuff. They're okay, good guys. They're pros, but I just don't see the improvement.
To me, it seems
I don't
the
see
Saints-
where it's going.
They look like just guys.
to me-
Exactly.
Roster fillers.
To me, Rick, it just seems like the Saints just want to be average. That's the way I look at the Saints.
They want to be average.
They just want to be
If
average.
you want to be average, then
You
start
don't-
calling players,
You
get
don't want to win
young.
a conference championship. You don't want to go to the Super Bowl. You just want to be average.
All right, let me give you some examples. The Bucks signed Hassan Reddick. Remember that guy from
Yeah.
the Commanders?
Yeah.
He's going to improve that defensive line because he was near the top 2 in sacks a couple of Hassan Reddick, okay?
Look.
The Bears signed from the Chiefs Joe Tooney. He's going to improve the Bears' offensive line, right?
Look,
Metcalf goes from the Seahawks to Pittsburgh as the number 1A receiver. He's going to
Yeah.
improve their passing game. You
Yeah.
see where I'm going
Look,
with this?
look,
Where
and
the
let me-
Saints just
Rick, they just, I don't know what it is. Ever since, your boy left, it's just, I don't know. But you better look at the Redskins because they for real.
whatever.
They for real.
Debo Samuel may not be the Debo Samuel of
You
old.
wanted to take that pressure off Jaden.
All right.
Now you have. You
Yeah.
got that third down back now.
You're right. All right, we
He
got
can do
50
some
seconds
things
left to
now.
talk baseball. You mentioned it before the cameras were rolling. This is a big win for the McNeese Cowboys.
It was.
To win a series at home. I know it was at home against Lamar.
Well, I don't know any one series
It's
is huge,
nice.
but that was
It's-
good. Particularly coming back after losing heartbreak on Friday to come back and win those Saturday and Sunday
A
games.
walk-off homer by a youngster.
And tried to blow the Saturday game with what to give up 2 runs
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
ninth. And we're lucky they didn't give up more.
Easton Dowell, redshirt sophomore, walk-off homer in the 10th Saturday. Comes back Sunday, Kevin, and he goes like 4 for 5. with 3 RBIs. I mean, and the pitching is still there. This is a run, man.
Was Justin Hill just being
It's a long
lost?
season.
I know.
Yeah,
Ups and
but I
downs.
mean, did Justin know he had this, or was he just?
I think
did
some
he
of them
know?
surprised. I don't think any surprise that LSU swept Missouri. They had a
No,
little.
it's the worst
No.
team in the SEC.
They put up a fighting
Scooter.
game too.
They did. They put up a fight all weekend, but they're the worst team in the SEC.
We got 5 seconds or less. Everybody's wondering
Scooter.
about Gavin Guidry, the back. What are you hearing?
I still nothing today.
Wow.
And I was
mean, is
trying to
it
find
serious
out.
though?
No, I don't think it's
I don't think it's serious, but
wow.
they're just kind of playing loosey-goosey. All right, final round 4 of the show. Coming back, Stacey.
All right.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
What's bugging you?
Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to the show. Caesar Sportsbook, Horseshoe
Yes.
Lake Charles. Many thanks earlier in the show. Cowboys assistant basketball coach Brandon Chambers dissected the game
Really
with
did
Clemson.
a great job
Heath
telling us.
Schroyer talked about the impact of the tournament on McNeese athletics as a whole. Providence, Thursday afternoon,
Rhode Island.
2:15 tip.
Wow.
True TV, Cowboys and Tigers from Clemson, 12 versus 5, gentlemen. Earlier in the week, the spread was 7.5. I thought it would be double digits.
I thought it would be more too.
I did too. What's our feeling?
That's about what I thought.
I did not think it would be 7.5. This is the ACC. This is number
But
2
it's a
team in the
down
ACC.
year for the
It is
ACC.
not a down year in the ACC. Well,
They beat
top heavy at least.
They beat Duke, Scooter.
It's top heavy at least.
They beat Duke.
Kevin, they
Hey,
they
I
got to
love my
shoot.
Cowboys,
They got
Rick.
to
Look,
got to score. They
I
got to
love
hit
my-
points. And Chambers hit it on the head. They got to rebound better
Yeah,
than the
they
last
do.
couple of games.
You got to give
You can't give
you
these
gotta
guys
give yourself
second
a
shots.
second chance, man. And the thing is this, Rick, if they have ever had a game to where they could shoot threes, lights out, they win it. Garcia's got to take over. I'm saying I
I
want to see
think
him
it's the
take
bench.
over.
I think it's the McNeese bench.
I do too, but-
Brandon Murray,
That
Sincere
may be
Parker.
one spot they have an advantage
maybe.
in this game.
Yeah.
But they got to shoot the threes, Rick. They got to shoot lights out with the threes.
It's going to be
man.
fun. I think it'll be
They
an
have to.
interesting matchup in Providence. Look, I want them to win.
Everybody do.
I
we
do.
want them to, man.
I don't
have
think
your
they're going to beat.
prediction.
I don't
Can you
think they're going to beat
imagine?
Clemson, but I think it's going to be a battle. I think they'll lose by single digits.
If
but
they
I think
can,
they'll-
if they can shoot
So
the three,
you say Clemson.
yeah.
There's going to be a 5 seed that wins.
Yes.
Why not McNeese?
Why not?
Now,
You're right, Scooter.
They will have to play better than they did in the Southland
agree.
tournament.
Much better.
But I'm picking McNeese.
Wow.
But you know what? I'm saying it too. Rick, if they can shoot lights out with the three, McNeese wins this game.
Got to make the threes. We're out of time.
You got to make them, Rick.
We'll see you later in
You
the
have
week,
to.
right here at Lake Charles.
Go Pokes.
CBS.